So changing the batteries in one of these square sirens. I'm going to have to sort of do this in sections because I've only got one hand to hold the camera with. Let me see if I can do this. So I've undone the screw at the bottom. Don't need to worry about it falling out because there's a circlip holding it in. So we've undone that screw. Just lift it off. And we switch it off at the top there. You can hear the broken siren, the fact that there's a gap in there, and that means the batteries are running low. So we've turned that off. We're just going to undo these 4 screws here, covering the battery plate. So we've taken the cover off. You see the batteries there, 4 D batteries. Just get rid of them. Drop them on the floor to keep them out of the way. A little bit of corrosion there. That's okay. And now we put the new batteries in. Okay, so we've swapped the batteries over. I've got new batteries in, and what we'll do is we'll switch it on to make sure that it's working before we put the cover back on. We flicked it on, and you can hear the double beep and the LEDs flash. So that means we can put the cover back on. So that's it. Cover back on. Put the screws in. All we need to do now is put the cover back on, and that's it. Here's the tamper switch here. So we need to make sure that we can, when we put the cover back on, we hear the click of this switch being pressed in. Otherwise, if the tamper switch isn't pressed in, then you'll get all sorts of false alarms going off. I always bend this a little bit out so that we get a good connection with the cover when we put the cover back on, which obviously is something that it doesn't come out the factory like that. I just bend it like this to get a good connection. So the cover's back on, and all we need to do is tighten up this screw underneath. See, tighten that, and that's your siren. The battery's changed, ready to go. So when you go into the house, all you need basically is some let me see, some 2032s. So you're best buying them in bulk, and some AAAs. These are Asda Long Life Alkaline. That's fine. So yeah, they're the only 2 batteries you need, but I'll probably take in also a little screwdriver, which we'll get into, like small Phillips. I also take in a blade to cut open the 2032 batteries because they're child-proof and they're a bit fiddly. But other than that, you're good to go. Yeah, got me step ladders as well, just to take in. So here's a PIR corner of the room. We're just going to change the batteries in this. Batteries last about 18 months, and so they need a regular change in order for them to keep working properly. Okay, you'll see a little screw underneath there. So I'll just show you that. So there's the screw. Just undo that, and that's going to pop off. So let me put my finger on it, stop it doing that. And that's just popped off like that. So you'll see the batteries in there. We're just going to pop these out and put some new ones in. So let's do that. Let's just take these out. Pop some new ones in. Okay, now this will start to flash, and we'll do that for about 15 seconds. That's the initialization process. Just let that do that. If you find it's not flashing, you've either put a duff battery in, or there is a problem with the connection. It might be some corrosion in there or something like that. So quite often all we do is just rub the batteries like that, just to see whether it's making a bad contact. If that quite often will solve it, but more often than not you'll just get the initialization LEDs like that. So we'll just pop it back on. So when you're putting it back on, make sure you put the top in first. There's a little hook at the top, and then down, and you'll hear it click. That little click is the tamper switch closing. And once we've done that, we can do the screw. Just tighten the screw at the bottom. Okay, that's done. Now we're going to test it. The way you test it is you press the button here, test button. You see it lights up. Now if we come down our step ladders and we walk around the room, you should see it flash occasionally. See that flash? Okay, that's saying that it's picking me up as I'm moving around. It'll only do it once every sort of 5 or 6 seconds. Let's just zoom in a little bit, you can see it up there. Okay, so that's in test mode. When it flashes, it's just saying it's picking you up, but after about 3 minutes, it'll come out of test mode, so it'll stop flashing and you won't see that flash again, unless the batteries are running down. So we've got a door contact here. The screw to open it up is at the back there, you can see that. So I'm just going to put my camera down while I undo that screw. So we give it a test by pressing this button. Okay, so the battery's working, and now if we open the door, the LED will flash to say that it's the switch inside is working, and that's the battery changed. So now to test all the sensors, we'll put the system into walk test mode. So to do that, program okay, so let's put the code in. We go down to walk test, press tick. And now when we press the test button on the sensor, you can hear the panel bleep and it will say side door. And you go around and check all the sensors by doing that. Once you're finished, just press this button here and that brings you out again.